Want to start the podcast?
Yeah, big old burp.
Okay, but you can't have this, like, a huge drink, like, basically in your face. Can you get it out of the shot? That's much better.
It's out of my reach.
I mean, it doesn't have to be out of your reach. Lord. Welcome back, Kaiser Nation. We're here.
We're alive.
Oh, we are live. I can almost see us in the reflection. I feel like we're, like, on the news reporting right now. Reporting to you live from quarantine. Lord.
It's a different kind of live.
Reporting to you dead.
Oh, boy.
First off, we want to say thank you guys for being very supportive of us and the rest of Kaiser Nation. We've been really thankful for all the members that we still have, and that we see a lot of you guys on Zoom, or if you're not on Zoom, at least doing the workouts and participating and keeping moving, keeping fun, using the equipment wisely.
Yeah, it's been challenging.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, it's been...
I thought you were going to say something.
I don't know what I was going to say. Typical me.
Typical. We've had a lot of people come on Zoom. We haven't had everybody. We've missed
a lot of people.
Some faces out there. Zoom's pretty cool, though. Like,
if you're worried about other people watching you work out, I'm really the only one that can see you. So please come join
They
Zoom.
may or may not be a good thing, though. I don't know.
I mean, you can kind of see each other, but you're that little tiny square up at the top of the screen.
I mean, you can always just, like, black it out. Like, I've had people, too, like, just come in and say hello.
Yes.
Because, like, you miss people. We haven't talked to y'all in a while. Just want to say hello, see
the
some
first
friends.
10-15 minutes we're shooting the shit.
Coda comes in and he, shows off his little walking style, gives us some little laughs. It's just nice to see faces that you haven't seen in a while, because we do miss you guys. So hop in on Zoom. The other thing I was going to say about Zoom is, I know that some people have said, oh, it's deadlift day, like I don't have a barbell, or it's, dumbbell day, I don't have a dumbbell. But I think that's even more of a reason to come. I think Sherry's a big one that can kind of speak to this. Is a lot of times, like, we'll have equipment that maybe she doesn't have, or she needs to scale, and that's kind of why we're there and what we're here for. Mm-hmm. Like, me and Chris are here to, like, be creative and think outside the box as far as how to scale you down specifically based on, like, where you are or what equipment that you have. Yeah. Like, equipment is also scaling.
Yeah, that's the same special sauce that happens in the gym, right? Like, there's nothing special about the workouts that we write. It's just we're there to help facilitate the process and help you tweak things for your needs. And it's the same on Zoom. It's just at a distance.
Yeah. The Zoom meetings also, they're more of just to, like, get you to sweat. So I know, like, some of the days, like, I cannot go on my 100%, like, but I still need to come in and sweat. So I might do the Zoom workout, but I might be using a lighter weight than I maybe want to, or I just know already, like, I'm just coming in to move. Like, I'm just coming in and I'm doing about 40 to 50%, just so that way my body isn't sitting on the couch all day, or I'm sitting behind my desk all day, because me and Chris, we're literally working our normal jobs, 9 to 5, but really, for me, I've been, like, 8 to 5, and I've been really bad about, like, not getting up, not moving until it's time to Zoom.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that for, like, the quarantine life. Everybody kind of feels a little bit differently, and everybody's work situation is a little bit different. I know, like, for me, like, I'm lucky enough to work in a spot where I have, like, a standing desk, and we can go walk around the lake and stuff like that, and so, like, I get a lot of movement, and now I do nothing. I wake up at, like, 8:30.
Who's bad?
Log on, shower maybe in the afternoon.
Boy.
And then my first movement at all is until I try to warm up for the WOD. I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
Yeah. I think, like, kind of why we wanted to really have this podcast is, like, talk about how to cope with quarantine. Because, honestly, like, this is completely different. Like, and me and Chris are not experts on this at all, because this is uncharted territory. Yeah. Like, there's never been this type of lockdown before. And I think, lucky for us, we aren't, like, the last state or the last people in the world that are going through this. So, like, we were able to, like, look out on message boards and see what other people are doing and how to cope with working from home all the time and trying to work out at home, and like what are the things we can do to have some normalcy. And I think for us, something that I think has worked out really well, and I've seen other people that is not working well when they don't have this, is having a routine. And so since we're lucky enough that we're able to keep a consistent routine Monday through Friday. Please don't crunch on ice.
Sorry.
That is like my one thing.
I had one little piece and I didn't know.
One job.
Just spit it
You
out
have
in the
one
cup.
job. Just shoot it like straight across the room. What was I saying? I've lost it.
Oh, routines.
Oh yeah. So Monday through Friday, me and Chris are really good. Like I literally have like a strict regimen that I do from pretty much 8 to 8. Like 8 to 8, I am like slam packed. My scheduler is full. And then I see on like Saturday, Sundays, like I just go to the trash because I don't have my routine. And so now I'm starting to pick up my routine on the weekends just so that I can feel somewhat normal.
And every week we've been changing our routine.
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to approach it a little bit scientifically so we can find what's healthiest for us. Every week we're like, all right, on Monday we're going to start doing this because
this didn't go well last week. Mm-hmm.
Like,
so you might have to play them.
My thing for the week is I'm going to shower when I wake up in the
Whoa,
mornings.
you're going to shower?
Instead of waiting
the
till
Lord
all the
Jesus.
way to the end of the day to after I work out.
Yeah.
Because it pulls me too far out of my normal work routine. So I make my whole schedule's off.
Yeah.
And I just feel different. It sounds dumb, but the little psychological things help.
Yeah. And I even like when I say that I'm busy from 8 to 8, like, yes, some of that's work, some of that is Zoom, but then like we have a few like set gym things that I do after class, and then I every day have a meeting with my family that during this half an hour I talk to my family, and then the next half an hour, nerd alert, me and my dad play Jeopardy every day. And so then
They're terrible.
Oh my goodness, I'm crushing Final Jeopardy right now. So, but it's just a way like for me and my family to kind of like stay in touch. And honestly, I normally don't talk to my family as much as I do now. And
maybe
like,
once a week you'll talk to them, but now it's every day.
But I mean, since I'm not able to have the every like 2 or 3 weeks that like close, like, you know, time to bond and build relationships, I instead spend 30 minutes a day playing Jeopardy with my dad. And like, I mean, it sounds weird, but like we're gonna remember that kind of stuff, and it's gonna be really cool. And I think it's also like making sure that my family's doing okay, making sure they're staying home, because it is everything to get my dad not to go out everywhere and touch everyone. He's the, what is it, Boris? What's the guy in UK?
Boris Johnson.
He's the Boris Johnson of the
Let's
US.
not go down that rabbit hole.
I shook everyone's hand.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Stop it.
Where's he at right now?
He went to the beach.
Yeah,
He's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's at the beach with somebody whose mother has corona. So that just sounds not
Crushing
good.
it.
Crushing it. So I need to keep in touch with them to keep him like, isn't staying home fun? We're saving lives. But if we didn't have our normal job to keep us in a routine, like right now everyone knows Vicky lives with us. And right now we've asked her to not Uber. So like she's spent the last few days trying to figure out her own routine, because now her routine is just kind of, I like took the table and flipped it over. And so now it's like not just about like, oh, I work from this time to time, but maybe it's like from this time to this time, I'm going to meditate, or Chris has been doing Ramwad every day at a specific time.
Swollen flexi.
Yeah. Which is why he's going to come back with amazing hips, right?
But garbage shoulders, man, they hurt. They hurt so much.
But it's like small stuff. Like I think next week, me and Chris are talking about adding in like a walk to our day.
Yeah. I've noticed that, like, little things like that. Like, even though I feel like my routine is the same, like, we always say stress is stress. Like, anytime when anybody's talking about nutrition, like, and working out, stress is stress. Just because your, like, calculable activity is lower.
Yeah. Your
body feels worse because you're just freaked out about what's happening.
Yeah.
It's stress. Like, and it affects you the same way, which is why Sam was talking about, oh, I maybe don't need to go 100% today.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you feel tired. Like,
yeah,
it's normal. It's fine. We all feel this way.
Yep. I think
last night I slept for 11 hours, and there's no reason to, but I'm stressed, and so it's taking a toll on my body, and so I slept like.
Yeah, but I think, and you may or may not agree that like routine has helped keep off a lot of that stress, because I think there's so much unknown in the next, like, I don't know what's going to happen next week or next month or the next few months. All I know about the next few infinities is that it is not going to be normal. We're not going to be able to live like normal.
Yep.
And so if I can have a routine to where I know, okay, I know tomorrow at this time, these are the things that I'm doing, it kind of just helps the day go by better, and I can kind of almost feel myself being more in control of my situation. So I think routine kind of helps keep you motivated, keep you sane, keep you consistent. So we kind of talked about building up a routine, and I kind of want to add that, like, we on purpose are adding movement to that routine. And I think you could tell, like, obviously I'm doing the Zoom workouts with class, or maybe not obvious. Maybe you haven't been to Zoom class. You're coming for you. But if you have, you know that I always do the workout while Chris coaches. Chris normally, he'll do the workout beforehand, and then he coaches the class.
I have less of an aversion to working out alone than she does. So I coach.
Well, my job is in like really
That's true.
Lately.
I can.
I've been like
I
at
can
my
walk
computer,
away from my laptop at 4 o'clock and
like,
go work out, and it's not an issue.
Trying to do this data pull, like pulling my hair out. But we also talked about like doing things like Ramwad, where he's like stretching for 30 minutes to an hour, just so that way I'm not sitting. And
it's funny. I've watched my Whoop recovery on days that I'm actually taking that time to do, like, you know, yoga, meditation, whatever that kind of like relaxing activity is like add like 20-30% to my recovery every day.
Whoop recovery is, I don't know, people may not know.
It's true. We talk a lot about Whoop, so we got
a lot of Whoop going on.
We should be spokesmen for Whoop because we
we just want to be the buttery bros, so we gonna try.
Yeah.
Butter it up. So Whoop is basically some kind of fitness.
It's a wearable
tracker.
device that uses some data science to track your fitness and your recovery.
Yeah.
And so, like, basically when I wake up in the morning, it makes an estimate of how recovered I am and how prepared I am to take on workouts. And it's pretty good. Usually knows me pretty well.
Yeah, it's been doing well, and it shows you how much deep sleep you got, like,
but anyway,
what your HRV is.
This is not a
sorry, I thought
commercial
I
for
was.
Whoop, but
Am I getting paid? Bless.
Point is, I've been able to measure when I've taken those activities for myself, and it helps.
Yeah. So I was saying movement. So no matter like what we did before, like whatever type of job that we had. I mean, I had a desk job, but I still move a lot less. Just like walking around, getting ready for work, my commute, walking in, walking around saying hello to people, walking to get food, walking to get coffee, walking back to the car. Like, there's a lot of movement that I'm missing throughout the day, and now I have to somehow, like, mentally note I need to start supplementing that in. And so, like, we're going to add a walk to our day. So we, like, really recommend, like, obviously we recommend working out, but we really recommend just movement. Like, I don't care how y'all work out. I don't care if y'all are twerking in your shower. I mean, wait a minute. That might be a good idea.
Do it.
Do it?
Do it.
But going, like, you see a lot of people going for a walk, a bike, like, something to where you're just moving. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't have to be CrossFit. Just keep moving. And if you plan it in your routine to keep moving, I think that'll be helpful. You don't have to walk every day.
Yep.
Maybe I walk on Mondays, and I yoga on Tuesdays, and I ride my bike on Wednesdays, and twerk in the shower on Thursdays. Just move.
Yeah. Why we recommend moving?
Why are you looking at me?
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I was trying to segue.
Okay, seg your way.
Into
You can seg your
how to manage the stress of
way.
quarantine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so it's unavoidable that there's extra stress on us in quarantine, which even if you are one of the lucky ones, right? Like, I recognize that me and Sam are very lucky. Like, we have jobs that we're not worried about losing. Like, everything is still flowing. The gym is stressful, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're fine.
Yeah.
And then, But even though that is true, it's still more stressful because of just the uncertainty of what's happening in the world. And even like the dumb stuff, instead of getting to talk to my boss face to face, I have Skype meetings with him.
Oh
and
yeah.
for some, that's like, even though I am more of an introvert, that's still stressful for me. Like I like being able to talking to people face to face. But anyway, that little stress piles up, and so we talk about moving because moving in general is one of those ways that we can help manage the stress and help alleviate it.
Yeah.
And we have other ways.
I was gonna talk about communicating next. So
All right.
I hope that. Oh my god.
So
That was like an earthquake on the camera.
It was.
I don't know. The last time we earthquaked the camera, though, nothing happened. So, is that where you were going? Because I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Never mind. Continue. Let's talk about communication.
Yeah. I kind of talked about it talking to my family, but I personally make an extra effort. Like, I really don't talk to my dad every day. I'm not that type of person. It's like every few weeks. Chris never talks to his family. I have to be like, text your mother.
Yeah, the Kaiser crew's my family.
So, basically, now we just kind of have to make a little bit of extra effort. Like, check in on your people.
Yeah.
Because there are definitely people out there that aren't in as good of a situation to where, and you don't really know what their situation is. You don't know who's out of work. You don't know whose grandma's in the hospital. You don't know what's going on around you. You don't know that someone's job has put them now, even though they still have their job, it's now way more high stress. And so basically what I'm saying is if you're in one of those situations, reach out to anybody. Reach out to us. Reach out to family, friends. We play a lot of like games on like Zoom and like video chats. House Party's a really good app.
House Party's crushing it.
House Party app is where it's at.
The tech nerds are crushing it right now. Their spaces come into full demand.
But the other thing is if you are somebody who you're good, reach out to people.
Forever.
Yeah. Reach out to other people. Like I've been reaching out and trying to touch base with a few people here and there just to say hello that I haven't seen or heard from in a while, because you should really just keep communication and check on your people.
Yeah.
Chris sucks at communicating, which is why he's so quiet right now.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, who are you communicating with?
Nobody.
What's his name? Cloud?
I've been playing a lot of video games.
Oh, he's communicating with somebody out there.
Yeah, that Final Fantasy remake drop.
Boy.
Half of the nation knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Is that in your like recommendations for the gym people?
If you're an introvert and your solace is go play video games, then yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about what I want Chris to do during quarantine.
Oh boy.
Which is making a to-do list.
Oh.
I'm not saying you have to do everything on the to-do list.
The honey-do list.
The honey-do list. But even if it's small things, like we talking about like a daily routine, but then I also have the like rainy day, which I feel like we're in like an endless Groundhog's Day version of rainy day, where we've got every day as a rainy day. And so that sounded terrible. I meant like a rainy day as in like,
I know, because the weather has been beautiful. We have been lucky that it's been very nice during the quarantine.
Yeah. But we have like little side projects that we've been putting off.
Yep.
As like a to-do list. No one is saying learn, Mandarin by the end of quarantine.
Yeah.
But,
That seems stressful.
Yeah.
Small things.
The little things.
Yeah.
Reorganizing your closet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Small stuff. I think like that's something that like if you find like a little small task, you can feel very accomplished.
Yep.
Give you that like sense of like I've done something during this quarantine, because sometimes I'll go through, especially like last weekend, whether the whole weekend I was like, got back to work on Monday and they're like, how was your weekend? What'd you do? And I was like, what did I do? I don't even remember doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just like accomplished one of my little to-dos, I'd be like, bam. I don't know what that would be, but you feel me?
I do. I've been working on my honey-do list.
Yeah, you just keep writing more to it, so I don't know.
I know. I'm the one that keeps adding to my list. Sam never adds anything. She's like, I don't know. Let's do one of these. I'm like, no, 12.
You make like the one project that's very small and easy, and you're like, but what if we?
I'm a perfectionist. It must be.
I don't even know. So in that sense, my biggest thing that I want to tell people is to give yourself grace. I think I've been saying this quote to a lot of people, and by now people may be rolling their eyes. But if you haven't heard of it, giving yourself grace just means like don't feel like you have to do everything right now. Like you don't need to read 100 books by the end of quarantine. Like you don't need to have the most perfect workout regimen. Get a ton of strength during this time. You don't need to have a perfect nutrition. It is a super stressful time. So, like, you can focus on yourself and get yourself to grow. But if you come out of this and you haven't had growth, that is okay.
Yeah.
Like,
maintenance is really where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Not going crazy. It's a good one.
Yeah. I think at the very beginning of this, Chris was like, I'm going to go on this extreme cut.
It was,
I'm cutting out everything. And it was the week 1.
It was. So I was planning on starting an RP cut.
Boy.
For like weeks. And then I was like planning it, and then it just happened to be the first or second week of the quarantine. And I made like 4 days in, and I was like grumpy asshole.
I thought he was going to murder me. We weren't going to make it through quarantine.
So bad.
Out alive.
It was so bad. Yeah. And it seems like it doesn't... You're not going to lose weight anyway. You're so stressed out.
Yeah.
All these things are coming to play, and you're not going to lose anything anyway. I'm like, you're right. Now, that doesn't mean I should be an asshole and eat pizza every night.
Yeah.
But let's like, all right, maybe I'm going to eat more vegetables. Not I'm going to track my macros to the D.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not go on a
small victory.
Severe cut.
Yeah.
This is like a good segue into like, you should still be thinking about nutrition. Mm-hmm. You should still be thinking about those things, but don't stress yourself out if you don't hit all your markers.
And it could be
give
more
yourself
fun
some
ways.
grace. Like,
it could
it's
be
a hard
nutrition
time.
in ways that we've never thought about nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can be like, if like, maybe you do have a little bit of extra time, so this is a chance to like learn new recipes.
Yeah.
We fall victim to like, I know how to cook like 5 things, so my meal prep every single week is the same 5 things.
We've tried a few new recipes.
I
actually have a new recipe.
Some good stuff.
I brought this up during one of my work things, and a girl sent me a recipe because what they're doing is they're like sending out, those stupid like email chains?
Yeah.
You know, they're like
those are still
in the 90s. I don't know. They're not.
I thought those are called group texts.
Yeah, but this one you need to be an email. So they have an email chain where they're sending a recipe, and so then you just add a recipe on the bottom. So when you get the email chain, it's like this huge long list of recipes, which is really cool. But she sent me one of those recipes, and we've tried a few different ones.
Yeah.
I think obviously we're not trying to cut. Obviously we're over here drinking beers.
Yeah.
Drinking a little bit on a Saturday night. I mean, we recorded this today. But I think mostly we just want to make sure that we are still getting in the vitamins and we're staying hydrated. So still getting meat and veggies and the good stuff. And then if we add garbage on top of that, I mean, that sucks. We shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it's minimal.
But I think at least getting our basic nutrients. Do not just drink and eat bread all day long.
That's your family motto.
Bread and cheese.
Bread and cheese.
I think for the first week I had way more.
Cheese, bread.
No, the quarantine I've had so much cheese. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I think hydration has been kind of I realized the first week that I don't drink nearly as much because I'm just sitting at home doing nothing, and really notice it more when I work out.
But don't take this you need to change everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the gym, it's small steps. Just do something that you didn't have time to do before if you have time. The recipe thing for us, when we're at the gym, we get home at 9 o'clock. Now we have the opportunity when we're done with Zoom at 6:30. Now we have a few extra hours. Let's cook something new.
Yeah.
And so it was just a fun thing that we could do to try stuff.
Yeah.
Don't make your new things hard. Make them fun.
Yeah. And then I think the overall thing that we keep talking about is stress and how stressful this time is. And as much as I want you guys to focus on your nutrition and on your physical health, I think mental health is probably the most important
For
thing
sure.
this time. Making sure that you're doing the things.
Which is why I broke my cut.
Yeah. He did not break. He definitely used to go on court.
Yeah, I'm fluffy. You believe
Fluffy
me.
season ended a few months ago,
but
we'll allow it. But really, it was mostly for his mental health, and so
if having one beer now and then brings your anxiety down, you feel better.
Okay, let's not recommend a beer.
I'm not recommending going binge drinking.
So this is why I had Britt come on for a whole podcast on mental health, because this is not the answer to mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I mean, there are definitely like little steps that we can take.
Yeah.
I think overall, Britt will get down into the good stuff because me and her sat down and chatted about things that you could do for your mental health. We just brought that
out of nowhere. Preface why Britt is going to have an interview.
What do you mean?
So we're going to do a deep dive.
That's what I said. Okay.
Real clear.
Well, we'll roll the footage.
Oh, nobody knows what that is. We're going to do a deep dive into mental health, and another one in nutrition, and the third one into actual physical movement to help facilitate the stress of quarantine.
Yeah. So for this podcast, we really just want to have an overview on things that you can do to help yourself during quarantine. But I feel like we need a whole deep, obviously Chris, advocating alcohol to reduce stress. We need a mental health professional.
That feels like that was a little out of context.
Okay, I know.
Don't stress out about having a beer.
I know. But that being said,
respect.
No respect in here. That being said, we definitely think mental health is the pinnacle and the number one thing we should focus on. So get those resources of what you need. Make sure you're keeping check on your mental health and whatever that you need to do to kind of get yourself back to feeling normal. Make sure that you're doing those things.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have a deep dive into mental health. We're gonna have a whole separate podcast for nutrition. And it's more going to be nutrition around quarantine, not just we're not going to teach the basics of nutrition. It's just what can we can still do a lot during quarantine for nutrition. So what are those things that we could be doing? And
I hate using the word, but it might be more like life hack, right? Like those kind of things, right? Where it's just things you may not have thought about at home that we can do quarantine to make it easier for us.
And then the other part would be, we're going to talk a lot more about the Zoom workouts and basically how you can scale at home, how you can still work out at home, what you can be doing at home, especially since I feel like a lot of people are I don't have a barbell, can't work out, this isn't CrossFit, I can't work out, when there's a ton of stuff and a ton of resources. I mean, if I see another fitness Instagram model on my dang Instagram, I'm going to freaking gouge my eyeballs out. There's tons of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
So we'll have 3 other breakdowns. The very last thing that we want to talk about, though, is I think is that Friday? Thursday. They extended the
the
stay at home.
Yeah.
So the stay at home is until May 8th. And even though we literally have zero clue of when we will open up again, we at least want to chat about things that it may look like, and more so things that it will not look like. So the gym will not be normal. I wish we could just open the doors, everybody in, huge party, 100 people in the gym, we're all playing frisbee and licking each other and...
Did you say licking each other?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Giving pink eye to everybody.
God, there it is.
There's the pink eye thread. So what it's looking like, at the earliest, May 8th is when there's even an option to open.
Phase 1.
Phase 1 could.
Yes.
I don't think that it will. I mean, the numbers aren't showing that yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We will not.
Yes.
Knock on some wood. I'm hoping that'll open. And then after that, it'll be another 2 to 4 weeks because we fall under phase 2, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's also going to keep us safe because I know y'all mofos who are high risk are not staying home. But when we do open back up, I know we're still going to be limited.
Yep.
We're going to be limited. I'm looking.
For sure, class size.
For
right?
sure.
For sure.
Me and Chris, do not fret. I have a lot of people sending us stuff. Me and Chris are all over the message boards. When we first shut down, we were already on the message boards, which is why we already had documentation written up about, renting out equipment. And why before we even went on lockdown, you guys may not remember, there were a few days where we were limiting class sizes and people had to sign in for classes that week. So we were already like thinking about those things. We had taken away the chalk. Like, don't anticipate those chalk buckets being back.
The affiliate owner community is really strong in that aspect, where we were able to learn a lot from each other.
Yeah.
There's one lawyer affiliate owner put up, it's like, hey, this is a agreement that we did for our equipment rental.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do that. And then...
So we definitely know of, like, what is out there, and we know a lot of what is out there. We know that, like, I mean, there are some places in the United States that are not on stay-at-home orders, and so they've been doing workouts and having to deal with these conditions right now. And so we definitely know what people are doing. We are still somewhat limited on size. I know some people have sent us things that are like for gyms where they have like a whole like gym to themselves. They have a whole like lane with like a parking spot, and then they walk in a bay door, and they have, it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, we are going to be limited.
Yeah. It's like, do you own like a truck repair center? Like,
I don't know.
I
don't know. Yeah, like if I own
like
Firestone.
A bay door is like each like the 18-wheeler like
pull in.
Yeah.
We do a Chinese fire drill around your car, and then but you know, it will be a lot different. Like I said, it'll probably be like chalk in your own personal Tupperwares.
Yep.
It'll probably be shorter classes, so we have more time for cleanup and
disinfecting in between classes. Probably some type of like temperature reading at the door, like things that other places have implemented. It's still very fuzzy what the state will require, but we're trying really hard to follow like what the CDC recommends and the state requires, and then what we think would also protect you guys, because we know the space and the athletes the best.
That also being said, we are going to still do things, I think, that will be, if you still feel, like right now, the big concern is in Georgia, because some people still feel really unsafe, but things are opening back up. And so if it does come to that point where we're open back up and you don't feel safe no matter what the climate is, we will still be holding Zoom classes of some sort and still being allowing you until you feel comfortable enough to come back. Because there, like I said, there's a lot of people, as somebody shared on the Masters page, like how many of the Masters athletes, Masters is 35 and up, feel comfortable going back to the gym, and there was a large group of people that still didn't feel comfortable. And so it was just kind of like giving the temperature of where the older population is thinking right now as far as going to the gym.
Which is good for them for, actually being cautious.
I mean, it's definitely still important. Like, obviously, going to the gym is going to boost your immune system. It's going to keep you healthy.
In the long term.
But even if you literally lay in the bed, like, your immune system is garbage. But, like, if you, like, are keeping moving, you still need some. And it'll, in the long run, help fight off those comorbidities that will allow you not to get, be in the high-risk category for other times that something like COVID could come around. Because honestly, like, battling chronic disease is, top of CrossFit's priority list. So.
Glassman did a pretty good talk about that, about COVID and the 5 buckets.
I think I posted a crap ton on that on my Instagram because I was so hyped.
That was real solid.
But.
Although he for sure did not draw those things.
They were,
those were amazing.
But, know that me and Chris are thinking about those things. I mean, if you have a novel idea, feel free to share it, but don't feel panicked like you need to, like, tell us things that we need to do or even brainstorm yourself. Like, we definitely are very aware. We definitely want to keep everyone as safe as possible. I mean, I think that I know that my job has been this way, and so is Chris's, and so I think in turn it's going to even make us at the gym be this way. It's like, we're going to be very conservative about it. If tomorrow they said you can open up your gym 100% normal, we would not be opening up the gym normal.
Yeah. Because
we'd want our members to be safe. We would want to stay safe. I mean, if we had an outbreak at the gym, like, we would feel terrible.
Yeah,
so.
And if that really happened, we'd probably just have to shut the doors again and to protect other members. And,
yeah. So, I mean, we are going to fight that. We are data-minded people, so...
Yeah, and a lot of scientific background.
Yeah, we definitely know, some about the data that's being thrown around in the models that they've been showing. So we definitely are going to keep a conservative mindset when it comes time to opening back up the gym.
Yep.
And we're going to probably be really creative. I mean, already we're being creative with the Zoom meetings and what we can and can't do. And when we get back to the gym, we will definitely be putting our minds to the test on how we can get the most people in and out of a class and be safe and clean.
Silver lining is the weather's going to be working in our favor, so it's going to be nice out when we can go back to the gym. And so, like, we can take advantage of being outside, which significantly reduces the risk of transmission. And, like, be prepared to be in the sun a lot. It'll be fun watch though.
Yeah, get your sunscreen ready.
Yeah.
Sunglasses and sunscreen, baby. Yeah. I think that we will definitely be using more of the outside. I think even like the upstairs.
Yeah. Spread you guys out as much as
I think certain things would go to the wayside. Like obviously like sports would have to be out.
Yeah.
Like things that are communal will kind of be out. So we're just gonna have to be really careful.
Yeah.
But I think those are like exceptions that we can make, and but we kind of just wanted to like touch base with you guys and make sure that you felt comfortable in where we're moving towards in the future.
Yeah.
So be looking out for the next. We're gonna have 3 more podcasts after this one's released. One with Brittany Allen, so she's a mental health professional. Not me, not Chris.
No. I don't know shit.
I think if it was us, we'd be like tequila shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll have another one where, you know, we talk about how to do workouts under quarantine, and then another one about quarantining and nutrition. So be on the lookout for those. Other than that, final last words?
That's it.
Sounds good.
See you guys.
Adios, amigos. Squeaky. Are you gonna make a funny face?
Nope.